What is up, guys? It is your boy Spider back for another JJKPhantomparade video. I don't know why, but today I've been having so much trouble saying my own damn name. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, alright guys, real quick, I just want to mention this. I would really appreciate if you guys could like, comment, subscribe. We would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. I know it's a bit of a long journey to get there, but I would really appreciate you guys could help me out with that. And I'm trying to keep going on with the content here as much as I can. Doing different content, we got some new ones coming out. Do a lot of content here and there as much as I can. But yeah, really appreciate it. So, see you guys for the video. So we got some new stuff to talk about. Some new content's coming out. A little bit of new content. We got to look at. So this is what we got. So we got a new imaginary realm here with Hanami. So this is coming out. We also have Step Up Gacha. It is paid, but we'll take a look at all this, of course. And Red Panda is finally coming out with a new Red Collection, so we'll be checking that out as well. Apparently, though, there's something a little bit special about this imaginary realm battle, where apparently there's a little bit of a co-op. A little bit of co-op, right? So let's take a look at what this says. Apparently, I have a horrible tongue right now because I can't speak. Let's see. So this new imaginary realm team battle this time is about to begin. Assemble a 3-person team and challenge the highest damage in imaginary battle realm or imaginary realm versus Hanami. Participating in the event will reward you with cubes, Phantom Parade gotcha tickets or standard banner tickets, and an AP pack, which are pretty nice, and other random rewards. Okay. It's gonna start later tonight, and it's gonna last for 6 days. The event allows you to participate in the imaginary realm, to deal the highest damage and accumulate your team's total highest damage, and compete with other teams for a chance to earn generous rewards. The ranking rewards will be distributed across according to the global overall ranking, and all ranking rewards can be claimed individually by each member of the team rather than being shared. Okay. Wait. All ranking rewards can be claimed individually by each member of the team rather than being shared. I'm guessing maybe that means that there's like a set amount, and then basically everybody gets a set amount instead of it being kind of split 3 ways, I guess is what they're trying to say. I was helping them. All Jujutsu sorcerers in the major region of the team securing the top 3 positions will receive an additional mysterious reward. Okay. Most likely like a title or something, is my guess. Rewards will be distributed via gifts within 10 business days after the event ends. No need to claim them on the page. Daily damage and team information data will be updated daily at 7 in the morning around this time. During this time, the team and damage changes will not be updated in real time. Okay. Cross-server teaming will not be available for this event, which kind of sucks. So that means any of you guys who maybe want to play with me, or have a team with me, or I doubt it, but you never know, right? Or any of you, if you guys have any friends who made an account on a different server, you sadly won't be able to form a team that way. It has to be the same server. Since I'm on the Korea, I think Korea server, right? I kind of don't have any options. So we'll see. Hopefully there's like a filter that's kind of like a guild system where you can kind of like pick and choose any open slots and join a team that way. Hopefully it's not something kind of lame where it's like you have to have an ID, and because that would kind of suck. But we'll see. Hopefully they make it to where it's at least everybody has a chance, right? Because I play another gacha game where there's something like this, but it's kind of like tied to a guild system a little bit. But they have, like most guild systems, they have a way to kind of filter and shoot to different guilds to join, and then you can join them and team up to do events like this, basically. Hopefully there's something like that going on. Hopefully, right? So let's see. So once the team is joined, you will not be able to leave or change teams. So that kind of sucks a little bit. So yeah, make sure you're careful about what teams you join, because you can't leave for some weird reason. Usually it makes more sense that you can't leave when the event happens, but I guess maybe since they're doing it at the same time, the whole event, or the team joining and the event starting at the same time, I guess maybe that's why they're doing it, which I guess makes sense, but that's kind of lame. You can't leave a team. Players and teams who maliciously exploit, if you cheat, then yeah, you get banned or whatever. Makes sense. All team members will not be able to leave or change teams for the duration of the event, which makes sense. And then the event may come back in the future. So we'll see how many cubes and other rewards they give us. I think this is a global exclusive thing, because I think I could have sworn I remember them talking about a while ago that global was getting an exclusive co-op event. So I think clearly this is it, right? But I just don't know if it's actually exclusive to global or not. But say, that's still pretty cool, right? It's still pretty cool. So yeah, we have our first co-op event. That was pretty sick, right? Taking like a little mini guild too, right? With the 3-man group or whatever, a 3-person group. And yeah, we also have this new Panda here. the recollection bit, so we'll see what that's all about and what they do and how good they are as well. Let's see. So yeah, no gacha points can be carried over, which kind of sucks. And then you could be redeemed for any rate up characters, you know, usual kind of lame stuff. Oh well. And then also the step up gacha, which is basically, it's kind of good, but the problem is it's only paid keeps. So basically, it's going to be happening later tonight. Two sets. I can't speak as I'm sorry. Introducing 2 sets of step up gacha. Each set of character setup gacha has 4 steps, and each set of recollection bit step up gacha has 3 steps. So basically, just summon basically. Then the characters wise, you can get a Black Flash Yuji, which is the green one. You could get a incomplete domain Megumi, which is really good. You can get, I think that's red Nobara. Girl of Steel, I feel like it's red Nobara. She's available, and then Junpei is also available. Cause it'd be kind of weird if it's the yellow one, but I'm pretty sure it's the red one. I'd have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure it's the red. At least I hope it's the red one, right? And then here's the recollection bit. So we have Rest for Adults, which is the pretty good one if I remember correctly. Imaginary Youth, which I think is maybe good. So some of these are pretty good, right? But nothing too crazy. If you have your paid cubes and you pay for the game, I mean, yeah, might as well, if you want to, you know, have fun with it. But you know, us free-to-play players can't do anything there. I think this could confirm it, right? Because this would have the same name for the Nobara, right? Girl. Oh, it is the yellow Nobara. Really? Yellow Nobara is the. Yeah, the better kind of. That's not. I mean, Junpei does get up better apparently. Like he's good for tower when he gets his buffs. So I mean, I guess it's cool. So you're looking at 2 standard banner characters and then 2 characters that'll be added to standard banner later, basically. And then like 1 really good recollection bit. I'm not too sure about the other one. Yeah, honestly, if I was a pay-to-play player, if I was missing this Megumi, then sure, it's a pretty good chance to get him because the pool is very small. But if you already have him, you don't really need a summon here. I'll be honest, you don't really need a summon here, unless you really want that like recollection, but that's good with that the adults one or whatever, because that one's actually pretty good. Anyways, let's get into the other content, right? So we're getting a free multi, but as you guys, I'm covering it, aren't I? Hold on. But yeah, we're getting a free multi from logging in, which is very cool. So yeah, we got this coconut right here, plus 5 AP pot, just like we got for Mechamaru Banner, which is very cool. But as you guys can see, if we scroll over, with this imaginary realm here, that's a little bit special, right? We are also going to be getting an additional 5 ticket, or yeah, as you guys can see, we're getting some featured tickets in here, which most likely is going to be another 5 for the Red Panda banner, as well as this new recollection bit here, cube, you know, the usual good stuff, right? So that's pretty cool. So we're getting 15 pulls for Red Panda, which is pretty nice, just like Mechamaru. So can't be mad about that. And of course, you know, here's the step up gacha coming up very soon. That's cool. I guess I'm not gonna really summon on there, so it's kind of whatever for me. Also, it's kind of mid unless you're missing like Megumi, to be honest. But yeah, also apparently they did update the tier list here, which is kind of cool. They also did add this new special skill upgrade and non-upgrade with the whole border thing, explaining how that works, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so now we don't have a tank one anymore. Now they said, you know, now it's gonna be a new role, specialist, which I think it makes sense, right? Because tank specialist just kind of gives a better tier list. Because the tank one was kind of like very limited. It was only like very limited amount of characters in there. So now they decided let's just do specialist. But yeah. Anyways, looking at the tier list here, you know, I think it makes sense, right? For the most part, Junpei is really good now over the tower, so he's very nice to have. Of course, Mahito is pretty cracked as is. Hanami is actually pretty good as well. And then we have SR of, I don't know his name, Yuki, Kaito Yuki. He's also pretty good as well. You know, he gives you energy basically, pretty good. Then you have Toge the goat, you know, best stunner in the game. And surprisingly, the red Toad is up here too. I'm guessing his buffs are really good, which is funny because I have him on both of my accounts. So if he is really good eventually with buffs, then okay, cool. I have a really good specialist apparently. But we're looking at Red Panda, right? And Red Panda is S tier. You know, he's pretty good. He's also not too bad. And then with his buffs, he goes on to S plus tier, which is pretty nice. What's funny though, and I think what's really interesting, sorry for the voice crack, guys, is that this character was pretty trash. This Saki Rendo here, this SR version, she's pretty trash. She was like B tier or lower. She skyrocketed up to S plus, and then Miwa I think just went up to S plus as well. Well, I mean that's like a pretty good buff. Not gonna lie, I'll be honest with you. That's pretty big. Also surprisingly, this Panda's also in S tier too. We'll have to see if they're actually that good, but that's interesting. That's very interesting. Granted, this Miguel was kind of, from what I remember when people, like mainly Geeku, who like people that play Geeku, we're talking about Miguel here, they're saying he's kind of mid, kind of like whatever. So even though this does say S plus tier, most of these characters and below are probably just kind of like whatever. Like, yeah, they're good, but they're not like super broken, I'm guessing. But you know, maybe the things change, and maybe Miguel's actually a lot better than people thought he was. What's interesting too is the fact that these two tanks over here are out lower, especially this Miwa here, because this Miwa, if I'm correct, is the newer one, and the blue one is the older one, which is a little odd, right? You think the newer one would be up more, but yeah. Also, I know this SSR Togi kind of needs a lot more buffs, because Bro is lacking a lot. Anyways, now that we see where those land, we can also look at the tier, the recollection bits, right? So this new Hanami one, it is a damage one, and it is C tier. So yeah, very mid, just like the last one. The last one was also very mid. And then the other one that's available on Panda's banner, which if we look is I don't have it pulled up. Hold on. Where is it? This one right here. This one where we see Maki and walking away from what was it, Zen or something? I'll be honest, because I don't remember the names. I do not remember them that well. If I go to damage, it's I think she should be in DPS, right? Your sister? Yeah, it's Mai, right? Yeah, Maki and Mai, yeah. So as we can see, right, you know, she's kind of walking away. Anyways, that one is a support one, and that or recollection bit is gonna go ahead and be in the A tier for defensive. That's where it lands, you know. So we'll take a look up those as well. But first off, you gotta see what our boy Red Panda is all about, right? We gotta see what he's cooking up, right? What makes him kind of valuable, right? Not necessarily pullable that you probably want to pull him. If you don't, you probably don't want to pull him unless you get it for free, from the tickets. Hey, cool. Yeah, let's see what he's all about, right? I feel like we might have gone over his kit once before, but yeah, let's go over him again, right? And there might be some new stuff too, right? Because he did get a new upgrade, right, with the whole skill upgrade thing. So, his characteristic, he revives when defeated one time during battle. Pretty huge, so he's able to revive himself. He's a nice reviver, so that's pretty cool. He's his stats wise, he's mainly focused in Taijutsu, but he does have some Jujutsu, okay. So, skill 1, Panda Uppercut, pre-buff. Pre-buff here. Level 1, deals 120 melee touch damage to the selected enemy and increases the selected enemy's damage by 15% for 2 turns. And then he gives himself apparently a 40 crit rate for damage, black flash. So I'm guessing, I don't know if this is like just, I'm assuming this is just like generic, like every or most characters kind of have this kind of gimmick, I guess. And then at level 10, basically he's able to do 180 melee damage to one enemy, and then the selected enemy's damage gets decreased by 22% now. And then if you have that at like level 8, it's 20, and then 160. So still pretty good. Now with the buff version, now we're looking at if we go to level 1 here. Now we're looking at 133 melee Taijutsu damage to one enemy, and depending on how many own cursed energy has when skills activated, additionally increases Taijutsu damage up to 65%, and the max is 70 cursed energy. So if you have 70 cursed energy, you get a nice juicy 65 Taijutsu damage increase, which is pretty big, and it still decreases the enemy's damage by 15% for 2 turns. And then if you level that up all the way to 10, you now deal almost 200 melee Taijutsu damage, and now you reduce the enemy's damage still by 22%, and now level 8 it's like 20. So basically, he just does more damage with because he's able to give himself a buff depending on how much cursed energy he's stored up, right? He has stored up. Now skill 2, I'll take it at level 1. It does cost 10 cursed energy. Increases own damage received by 10% for 2 turns. Attracts the selected enemy's self for 2 turns, so he has a taunt. And increases the selected enemy's critical hit resistance by 30%, so that's kind of huge, okay. At level 10, he just reduces his own damage by an extra 5%. And then with the buff, at level 1, he's able to give himself an extra damage reduction depending on his cursed energy. So his max is 50, and he's able to give himself an extra 40% damage reduction, which is pretty nice. And then at level 10, nothing changes. Okay. Now here's the SP potential unleash. So this is the upgraded version of the skill with the gold border so that makes him like really good. So now he still reduces his own damage by 15% for 2 turns, and then the cap is still the same for giving himself an extra 40% damage reduction, still at 50. But now he attracts all enemies to attack him. So he has an AoE taunt instead of a single target taunt, specifically on this skill, right? Let's see, attracts all enemies to attack him, and attracts the selected enemy to attack him for 2 turns. Okay, so he's able to attract taunt every enemy for 1 turn, and then he's able to select one enemy that will specifically target him for 2 turns instead. Okay. And then decrease the select enemy's critical resistance by 30%, that's still the same. But now he also reduces all allies' damage received by 10% for 2 turns, except himself. I mean, yeah, that's not half bad. He's able to give himself more taunt, so he's basically able to focus more of the enemies to focus him instead of the allies, even more so, right? Because he's able to give himself a bit of a taunt. What was it before? Yeah, so he still had the select enemies. So he still had like the select target or the select taunt, but now he's also getting an AoE taunt basically. So basically, all he's getting now is an AoE taunt, and basically giving all the allies an extra 10% damage reduction, except himself. I mean, that's still really good though. That's still really good. So that way, if there's ever a situation where some of your allies are low, and you kind of need all the enemies to just focus on him and not attack anyone else, there you go. Granted, then he has an AoE attack, and it might not work out too well there, right? But he does give him an extra 10%. Alright, so skill 3, Focus Time. Alright, so let's see what we got cooking up here, right? So, level 1, pre-adjustment, costs 30 curse energy, increases own taijutsu damage by 10% for 2 turns, so it gives him a bit of a damage buff, right? And then he recovers his own HP by 5%, so give himself a little bit of a heal, so that's kind of good. And then the higher own Kalpus count is, the greater the HP recoveries, up to 33%, so he's basically able to heal himself a lot more. And then he reduces all the Kalpus counts. And then at level 10, he uses his own damage by 15% damage, so that's kind of huge. And then the buff version, if we're looking at max, basically he's able to give himself an extra taijutsu damage by up to 300%, which is really massive. At 3 Kalpus counts. And then if you have 4, he gives himself more healing for the healing part of it. I mean, pretty good. Basically more damage. He's able to buff himself by a lot with this skill 3 here, and he's able to heal himself by a pretty good amount. But then, of course, when you use it, specifically if you have 4, he removes all of the Kalpus. Now here's the ultimate. Secret of the Gorilla. Level 1 deals 600 melee damage to select enemy, 10 hits, so he's able to target one enemy 10 times. Or 10 hits, but it's only going to do 600, right? And then increases the damage dealt depending on how many attacks he got attacked. So basically, Panda keeps getting attack, picking it up to a max of 64% extra damage increase, which is pretty good. And he does an extra additional 150 melee damage to all enemies, so he's also an AoE part of the ultimate, which is cool. And then he has the same effect, was able to do, he basically boosts his damage again, depending on how many times he got hit. And then once he does his ultimate though, it resets all the counts that he got hit with, so then he doesn't get the big buff anymore, then you have to kind of re-get it again, right? And then here's the critical hit rate, critical damage, so pretty good stuff, right? And then at level 10, basically almost 1,000 for the single target, and then 200 now for the AoE. Now with the buff version, he automatically increases his damage by 10%, and then increases his damage dealt up to 80% at level 10. How many attacks he got received with, so which is 7, so if he gets hit 7 times, he gets an 80% damage increase when he uses ultimate. And then one attack will increase 10%. And then deals 900 melee reduced damage to select enemies, so pretty good stuff. And then so basically he's gonna be hitting like easily like over 1 million. or over 1,000 I should say. Maybe even over 1 million if you have a lot of buffers, but easily over 1,000, right? And then now he still deals with 200 melee taijutsu damage to all enemies. But this time he's able to heal himself. And I'm assuming the other stuff does apply. I don't know why bot Rex is here. My bot. A little bit weird. Anyways, let me just hide that. And then with the combo effect here, deals 100% melee taijutsu damage to all enemies and increases own and combo allies damage by 10% one time. But he's also able to fill non-combo allies' ultimate skill gauge by 110. Basically, everybody else who wasn't in the combo ultimate is able to fill their ultimate gauge by 110. So that's kind of good, actually. That's kind of nice, to be honest. Now here's his auto skills. So we got Course Switch at the start of battle, grants revivals. Yeah, so I guess, you know, as we saw, he can revive himself if he gets killed once. That's pretty good. And he has his Calpus count mechanic here, or gimmick. So he's able to increase his Calpus count by 1 for 4 turns, up to 4 max. You know, then when you do your skill 3, you can use them to heal and use a nice boosted thing. Now with his buff version, post adjustment skill here, Calpus count is the same, except I think the recovery gets increased by an extra 0.5. And his extra new thing here, damage received enhancement, so increases own damage with each attack received. It looks like this is just like general now, no longer tied to the ultimate, I guess. And he has also another one that comes in from being the SP potential unlock, which is pretty cool. And what this one does is that damage received enhancement increases own damage with each attack received. Increases damage though by up to 130%, which is kind of huge, depending on how many attacks you got received with, which in this case would be 12. And the no attack received will increase 10%. Wait, no attack received will increase 10%. Reduces own. So I guess that means that if he doesn't get attacked within a turn, he will still boost his own attack by at least 10% minimum. And then he reduces own damage received by 5%. 3 turns, a 30% chance. So also kind of decent, not too bad, but at least he's guaranteeing himself an extra 10% no matter what. Yeah, I mean, not too bad, not too bad. At the same time, still want to recommend someone from him. But overall, not too bad indeed. If you guys get him, not too bad, you know. If you did need another red character for your teams, I mean, yeah, he has a nice pick. I could definitely see him working out very well with Yuta, Koji, Itadori, Nobara, you know. Yeah, not too bad. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the recollect commits here, right? Let's see what they're all about. So we've got this very mid one, right? Because this one's like C tier. Now you become a sage. So it's 50-50, Jujutsu and Jujutsu. So skill 1, when you do anything, what I mean by when you do anything, it's like you really do any skill, you do your ultimate. Recovers own HP by 100% every turn for 3 turns. Yeah, that's okay. And then if you've maxed it, which if you do the event, you'll be able to. You are able to do that by now 10%. And then with 1 dupe, at the start of battle, increases own Jujutsu damage by 2%. That's very low. That's very low. The more turns that pass, though, the greater Jujutsu damage increases up to 30%. They don't mention how many turns you have to wait for that, but my guess is maybe 2% every turn. You have to wait a long time, I'm guessing, probably, for this 30% damage boost. Yeah, I mean, it's not really that good. That's really not that good. I'd rather wait 6 to 7 turns and give myself like an 80% or 60% damage boost for whatever, than building up a very small amount to a very small cap of the damage boost. Yeah, even if it is a constant, it's kind of very small. Yeah, I can see why it's very mid. Alright, now let's look at the one that's on the Gacha banner with Panda. So this one was a bit higher rated up, right? It was A tier, but nothing back, easy, right? Let's see what it does, right? So 50-50 as well. When command skill or ultimate skill is activated, so yeah, if you do anything, grants taunt to self, which is going to be really good for Panda because Panda doesn't want taunt, so it's going to be, so you can literally do skill 1 and get a free taunt that way, and not have to waste the skill 2 or whatever. And decreases own damage received by 20%. That's pretty big, actually. That's pretty big. And you have 1 loop into it. At the start of the turn, if own HP is 80% or below, recovers own HP by 13 every turn for 3 turns. Sadly, only 1 time during battle. Ooh, that kind of sucks. Well, I think so, right? Yeah, because I'm assuming what that's saying is that the moment you hit 80% HP or below, you will get the 13% HP recovery for 3 turns. But after those 3 turns, if you get 80% or below again, I'm assuming you don't get that heal again. Because if you could, that would actually make this a really, really good recollect for survivability. Granted, if it's like a more tank character, right, like Panda here. But since it's only, I'm assuming, 1 time for 3 turns, I don't know. But the taunt's pretty nice. The taunt with the damage reductions. But yeah, also, yeah, not too bad. I can definitely see why this is A-ring. Recollection bit. There was something that was kind of off though. I wanted to double check, but I kind of forgot. Like I thought about it, but then I forgot what I was gonna look up here. Whatever it was, it probably wasn't too important. I think. It doesn't matter, I guess. If I forgot. Yeah. So yeah, we finally got the last banner, technically, at least in terms of new characters that were pre-half anniversary for us, with this red banner coming in now. However, as you guys do know, we still don't have these Dead Mall Edition map events yet, which we'll probably get at some point, I'd imagine. But yeah, in terms of the pre-half anniversary new gacha cards. We have done all of them so far. So now all we have left forward to look towards is the new ones, right? So one of them upcoming very soon, most likely is going to be Miwa here. Unless they do another skip, which they could. Also, they could skip to Yaga, because Yaga is really, really good, right? So they could totally do that. So he's definitely worthwhile pick up. But yeah, overall, you know, nothing too crazy, you know, very small. You know, we got like one new, we got, you know, gacha banner, technically 2 gacha banners because one's paid and one isn't. And then a new Imaginary Realm, which has a new kind of cool co-op thing, right? Kind of cool. Hopefully they do it well. But with that being said, I will probably be heading out now. Though there's one thing I did want to show you guys real quick just before I head out. If I go to, because I didn't make a post about this, but maybe some of you guys didn't see it. So if we go to my recollection bits, this was on the Mechamaru banner. So you guys know that there's like a new recollection about the Mechamaru banner. Well, on my free tickets, I was able to pull it. I was able to pull the new recollection bit, which is very cool. And if you guys don't remember, basically it gives like a 20% damage dealt increase to all eyes for 2 turns. And then you're able to give yourself, I guess, 30% damage dealt to yourself for 1 time for the turn sub. That's kind of good. And then there's like an extra break thing, basically, if you were like using like a mod and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of good. The main thing that would make this break push but so good was the first part, because you're able to give everybody 20% damage increase from literally doing anything, which is really huge. So that's pretty cool. I might level that one up at some point, but we'll see. And yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to show. So I'm gonna make one more video later today, probably just going over the event to see if there's anything new or interesting, and probably also just to show my pulls, right, you know, and see if I can maybe get anything from the Red Panda banner. I really don't care if I get him or whatever, or the new refuge bit. Everything at this point I kind of just care about getting on standard. So we'll see. In terms of the future characters that are coming out, that I would like to see, that I would like to, or not like to see, but I would like to get for free from some of the free gacha tickets we're gonna get for probably most of them, would be Yaga. Yaga's definitely like up there as like my number 1 probably now, pre first anniversary for JP, that I would like to receive from the free multis. He's definitely up because of it. He's just so good, right? He's so good, such a good support. So I love. Look at your guys' summons though. You know, if you guys are interested in Red Panda, you know, he's not too bad. So that being said, I don't know. Peace and good luck, guys.